Let me ask you a question. A question I think every woman comes to at a certain point. Have you ever stood in front of your mirror, wearing a dress you used to absolutely love, and had that sinking feeling of, this just isn't me anymore? The dress hasn't changed, the color is the same, the cut is the same, but something is off. It feels foreign, awkward, like you're wearing a costume of a younger version of yourself. If you have ever felt that way, I want you to listen to me very carefully. The dress didn't change. You did. You evolved. You became more powerful, more graceful, more you. You've earned the wisdom in your eyes, the confidence in your smile, and the stories you carry in your soul. The problem isn't your body. It's not the beautiful lines that time and experience have given you. The problem is that your wardrobe hasn't caught up to the incredible woman you are today. So today, we are not here to talk about rules. I am not here to give you a list of don'ts. This is not about what you can't wear anymore. This is a conversation about recognition. It's about identifying the subtle style traps, the little habits that can quietly make us look older, heavier, or worse, make us feel invisible. And more importantly, we're going to turn every single one of those traps into an opportunity to celebrate the woman you are right now. You're not here to chase fleeting trends. You are here to show the world what authentic confidence looks like at 50, 60, 70, and beyond. And I need you to stay with me until the end of this. Because I'm going to share the #1 styling secret that the world's most elegant women use. It's how they manage to look so polished, so powerful, and completely unforgettable, without anyone knowing exactly what they change. Are you ready? Let's begin this journey to rediscovering your most beautiful self, right now. We tell ourselves they're comfortable, but what they're really doing is hiding you. They completely erase your shape, they can add visual pounds, and they tell the world you've given up, when I know you are more vibrant and dynamic than ever. I have a dear friend, Carol. For years, her go-to uniform was this oversized linen tunic dress. She said it was breezy and simple. But Carol is one of the funniest, sharpest women I know, and that dress just broadcasted, tired. One afternoon, I literally dragged her shopping and put her in a wrap dress made from a beautiful, soft jersey. The change was instantaneous. We could suddenly see she had a waist. Her posture looked better. She looked energized. She looked at herself in the mirror and just said, "Oh, there I am." So, I'm telling you now, it's time to break up with the boxy dress. Instead, I want you to embrace silhouettes that work with your body. The A-line is a classic for a reason, but look for one in a modern fabric that drapes and moves. And the wrap dress? Honestly, it's a miracle worker for virtually every body type. It was designed by Diane von Furstenberg to empower women, and it does exactly that. It cinches at the smallest part of your torso and glides over your curves. It's a game changer. Remember, modern does not mean trendy. It doesn't mean wearing what your granddaughter is wearing. It means choosing clothes that reflect your energy today. Clothes that have life and movement in them, just like you. Now that we've laid the foundation with the right length and a silhouette that truly honors your shape, it's time to zoom in on a tiny detail that can completely redefine your figure without a single trip to the gym. Next, we're going to talk about the forgotten magic of defining your waist. Alright, let's talk about sculpting your shape, not with diet or exercise, but with style intelligence. Welcome to part 2. Carving out your curves. The power of the waist and the perfect fit. We're starting with mistake number 3, which comes from a lie that so many of us start telling ourselves somewhere after 50. And that lie is, I don't have a waist anymore. Have you ever caught yourself thinking that? Because of that single thought, we retreat into shapeless, tent-like dresses, thinking we're doing ourselves a favor by hiding our midsection. But here's the reality. You're not hiding your waist, you're hiding your entire body. You're turning your beautiful, feminine shape into a rectangle. You are erasing your curves instead of celebrating them. So, I want you to completely reframe how you think about this. Defining your waist is not about looking thinner. It's about looking more proportional. It's about creating balance. It's a powerful optical illusion that works every single time. It gives the eye a place to rest, creating a visual anchor that makes everything else look more balanced. I was working with a client recently, a gorgeous woman with a classic apple shape who lived in flowy tunics. I handed her a simple shirt dress with a matching fabric belt. She looked at me like I had 3 heads. Belts are for people with tiny waists, she said. I convinced her to just try it. And instead of tying it at her natural waist, we tied it loosely right below her bust, at the narrowest part of her torso. The effect was immediate. It lifted her bust line, created the illusion of a higher waist, and the rest of the dress just skimmed beautifully over her body. She looked taller, more polished, and so much more powerful. She didn't lose a single inch, but she gained a whole new silhouette. You can achieve this with a skinny belt, a dress with some gentle ruching on the side, or my personal hero, the wrap dress. As the brilliant designer Michael Kors says, I think the waist is a woman's biggest asset. He doesn't mean you need a 24-inch waist. He means it's your center of gravity. It's the anchor of your entire look. But even the most perfectly constructed, waist-defining dress will fail you if you make this next mistake. And honestly, it's the most destructive and personal one of all. Mistake number 4. Wearing the wrong size. Okay, let's get real for a second in the safety of this space. Have you ever let the number on a clothing tag determine how you feel about yourself in a dressing room? We have all been there. We've let that meaningless number hold our confidence hostage for far too long. And it leads to 2 major problems. First, we try to squeeze into the size we think we should be, or the size we used to be. The result? Pulling seams, straining fabric, and a feeling of being literally trapped in our own clothes all day. Let me be clear. A dress that's too tight isn't flattering your curves, it is strangling them. The other extreme is hiding in clothes that are 1 or 2 sizes too big, thinking we're camouflaging things. But all that extra fabric just adds bulk and makes you look bigger than you actually are. I'll never forget the revelation I had in a dressing room years ago. I was determined to fit into a size 8 dress. I was pulling and struggling and feeling just awful about myself. The sales associate, this incredibly chic older woman, came over and said something I'll carry with me forever. She said, "Honey, stop trying to fit your body into the dress. It's time to find the dress that was made to fit your body." It was like a light bulb went off. She brought me the same dress in a size 10. It slid on like a dream. It skimmed my body instead of clinging to it. And guess what? I actually looked slimmer and felt 1,000 times better in the larger size, because the fit was perfect. The size on the tag is an arbitrary number. A size 8 in one brand is a 12 in another. It means nothing. The only thing that matters is how it looks and feels on you. And this brings me to the secret weapon of every stylish woman you admire: a good tailor. A tailor is not a luxury, it is your most important style investment. A $10 alteration to nip in a waist or fix a hem can make a $50 dress look like it was custom made for you. Okay, so now we have a solid foundation. We have the right length, a figure-flattering silhouette, a defined waist, and the perfect fit. Your dress is now the perfect canvas. In our next step, we're going to learn how to be the artist. How to choose the right colors and prints that make you shine without ever overwhelming you. Alright, we've built a solid foundation with the right silhouette, length, and a perfect fit. Now it's time to become the artist and decide what we're going to put on that beautiful canvas. Welcome to part 3, the language of the surface, mastering prints and details. Let's start with mistake number 5, the one that can make you accidentally become a walking hanger for a piece of clothing. I'm talking about loud prints. Let's be honest with each other. Do you have a dress in your closet that, when you wear it, people say, "I love your dress"? Instead of, "Wow, you look amazing"? If the answer is yes, then I'm sorry to tell you, that dress is wearing you. You are not wearing the dress. It's screaming for attention instead of whispering your elegance. Those huge, splashy florals, especially in faded, muddy colors? They can look less like a chic dress and more like the vintage upholstery on your grandmother's sofa. And those chaotic, dizzying prints like busy paisleys or wild swirls. They create so much visual noise that the eye doesn't know where to land. It just bounces around, which can actually make you appear wider and less defined. I once owned a wild, multicolored paisley maxi dress. I thought it was so bohemian chic. But honestly, every time I wore it, I felt completely invisible inside of it. I was just a walking pattern. I finally replaced it with a simple, navy silk dress with tiny white polka dots. The difference was night and day. The polka dot dress was a beautiful backdrop for *me. It made my skin glow. It made my eyes sparkle. The paisley dress just wanted to be the only star of the show. So, what's the solution? Think sophisticated, not overwhelming. Opt for patterns that are small to medium in scale. Delicate florals, classic polka dots, chic geometric shapes. And vertical stripes? They are a miracle worker for creating a longer, leaner line. They are your absolute best friend. And here's a pro tip from top stylists that I call the rule of 3. The most elegant prints almost always stick to a palette of 3 colors or less. It's harmonious, it's polished, and it always looks expensive. But that visual noise doesn't just come from prints. Its very close cousin is something I call death by details. This is mistake number 6. The dress that is trying way too hard. You know the one I'm talking about, right? The one on the hanger that looks like a party in itself. It's got the ruffles and the sequins and the lace and the cutouts, all happening at the same time. We've been taught to think that more equals more fancy. But the truth is, after a certain point, more just equals more. It's clutter. Every extra ruffle, every unnecessary sequin, is like a little piece of luggage you're carrying around. It adds visual weight. It distracts. It stops people from seeing the incredible woman wearing the dress. I was at a wedding last year, and I saw the perfect illustration of this. One guest wore an incredibly ornate, multi-layered dress covered in 3D floral appliques. It was a lot. Honestly, I remember every single detail of that dress, but I couldn't pick her face out of a lineup. Then, I saw the mother of the groom. She was in a simple, impeccably cut sheath dress in a stunning sapphire blue silk. The only detail was an elegant, soft knot tied at her waist. She was breathtaking. All you could see was her grace, her poise, her radiant smile. That, right there, is the difference between being decorated and being truly elegant. Your new mantra is the one-statement rule. Pick one thing, and only one thing, to be the star. If you love a dramatic sleeve, the rest of the dress needs to be clean and simple. If the neckline has beautiful beading, the silhouette should be sleek. True luxury isn't in the number of beads on a dress. It's in the feel of beautiful fabric against your skin and the confidence of a perfect cut. So now that we've cleared the canvas, we've edited out the noisy prints and the distracting details, it's time to focus our attention on the most critical area of all. This is the spot that frames your face, projects your confidence, and truly defines your entire look. Next up, we're talking about the power of the neckline. Alright, we've arrived at our final step in mastering the dress. And this last detail, while it seems small, is arguably the most powerful one of all. I call it your personal spotlight. It's your neckline. Think about it. Have you ever put on a beautiful dress, but something just felt off? Maybe you looked tired, or your neck suddenly seemed shorter. I can almost guarantee you the culprit was mistake number 7, overlooking the power of the neckline. It's not just a part of the dress, it's the frame for your portrait. And the wrong frame can ruin the entire masterpiece. There are 2 common mistakes we all tend to make. First, the neckline that's too high and constricting. Think tight turtlenecks or crew necks that sit right at the base of the throat. They can feel claustrophobic, and visually, they build a wall right under your chin. They cut you off, shortening your neck and closing you off from the world. It's like putting a gorgeous painting in a thick, heavy, overpowering frame. On the other end of the spectrum is the neckline that plunges too low. Now, there's nothing wrong with being alluring, but at this stage in our lives, our power comes from elegance, not overtness. A neckline that's too deep becomes a distraction. It draws the eye down, away from the most important thing in the room, your face, your smile, and what you have to say. And you, my friend, have far too much to say to be upstaged by your décolletage. So what's the answer? Let me introduce you to the flawless 3, the 3 necklines that work on virtually everyone. First up, the undisputed champion, the V-neck. It's pure magic. The V shape creates a downward pointing arrow, which visually lengthens your neck and torso. It opens up your face, draws light inward, and directs everyone's attention right back to your eyes. The key is a moderate depth. We're going for elegant, not extreme. Next, the essence of classic, Audrey Hepburn-esque chic, the boat neck. This wide neckline runs horizontally from shoulder to shoulder. It beautifully showcases your collarbones and works wonders to balance your proportions, especially if you have wider hips. It's sophisticated, it's timeless, it's pure elegance. And finally, your most versatile best friend, the wrap neckline. This is essentially a softer, more forgiving V-neck created by the overlapping fabric. It's incredibly flattering, and the best part is its adjustability. You are in complete control. I learned this lesson personally. I have a rounder face, and for years I stuck to crew necks, thinking they were safe. I could never figure out why my face looked even rounder in photos. Then a stylist had me try on a simple V-neck silk blouse. The difference was astounding. It was like an instant facelift. That V created length and dimension I never knew I had. That's when I realized a neckline isn't just part of a dress. It's a powerful tool that can literally reshape how your face is perceived. It's a secret of the world's best portrait photographers. They'll tell you that after lighting, the neckline is the most crucial element in a portrait. It literally frames the subject and sets the entire mood. And there you have it. We've walked through all 7 of the quiet mistakes, from the hemline at your feet all the way up to the neckline that frames your face. Each small adjustment works together to create a powerful, harmonious whole. But after all is said and done, after we've talked about fabric and fit and patterns, the single most important secret to true, ageless style has nothing to do with any dress you'll ever own. Okay, so we've covered a lot of the how-tos, the rules, the principles, the technical stuff. But I know that theory is one thing, and real life is another. So, I want to tie all of this together with a true story. A story about a client of mine who I'll call Mary. And as I tell you this, I want you to see if any part of her story resonates with you. Mary is 58, a recently retired high school English teacher. An incredibly warm, intelligent woman with a razor-sharp wit. But you would never know it from the outside. For years, her uniform was the same, a rotation of shapeless, dark-colored tunic dresses. Black, navy, charcoal gray. She told me she wore them because they were comfortable, and because she just wanted to be invisible. Does that sound familiar to anyone? That feeling of wanting to use your clothes as camouflage? To just blend in and not be seen, because you feel like your best days are behind you? Well, Mary's tipping point came when her 40-year college reunion was announced. Her first instinct was to throw the invitation in the trash. She told me, "What's the point? I'm old, I'm out of shape. I have nothing to show off." I stopped her right there. I said, "Mary, this isn't about showing off. It's about showing up. Showing up for yourself, for your friends, and for the amazing woman you've become. And that woman deserves to look as incredible as she is on the inside." Our journey didn't start with a massive shopping spree. It started with a single, strategic swap. We took her go-to shapeless, black dress and replaced it with a beautiful silk jersey wrap dress. It was in a deep teal color with a subtle, micro-floral print. And instantly, that wrap style created a waist she thought she'd lost years ago. It celebrated her curves instead of hiding them. The dress was a midi length, which was perfect, but the sleeves were just a touch too long. We took it to a local tailor, a $20, 15-minute fix, and suddenly, the entire dress looked like it was custom made for her. And the masterstroke? That soft V neckline replaced the high crew necks she always hid behind. It opened up her face, made her neck look longer, and just radiated confidence. When Mary walked into that reunion, she wasn't covered in sequins or dramatic makeup. She was just her. But she was a version of herself that was fully, unapologetically visible. She stood taller. She laughed more freely. And you know what her old friends said? They didn't say, "Wow, Mary, you look so much younger." They said, "Mary, you look so happy." You know, there's actually a scientific term for this. It's called enclothed cognition. Studies at Northwestern University proved that the clothes we wear have a direct, measurable impact on our confidence and even our mental performance. When you wear clothes that make you feel powerful and authentic, you literally become more powerful and authentic. Mary is the living proof of that science. After that night, something shifted in her for good. She joined a book club she'd always been too shy for. She started going out to dinner with her husband again. She stopped hiding. She told me something on the phone a few weeks later that I will never forget. She said, "You know, I'm not trying to look 38 again. I'm just finally trying to look like the absolute best version of 58." Mary's story isn't a fairy tale. It was a choice. She made the choice that she was worthy of being seen. That beauty doesn't have an expiration date. And just like Mary, every single one of you has the power to write your own second act. To make that same choice. Because when it comes right down to it, the most beautiful thing you will ever wear, the final secret to unforgettable style, isn't a dress at all. So, there we have it. We've walked through the entire journey together. From the power of the perfect hemline and silhouette, to defining your waist, nailing the fit, and mastering the language of prints, details, and necklines. I want you to think of these 7 principles not as rigid rules. Think of them as powerful tools in your style toolbox, ready for you to use to reintroduce yourself to the world. Because true, ageless elegance isn't about looking perfect. It's not about chasing youth. It's about alignment. It's when the powerful, wise woman on the inside is perfectly reflected by the confident, radiant woman the world gets to see on the outside. When those two are in sync, that is true beauty. Now, I want to hear from you. What was your biggest aha moment from our conversation today? What's the one change you're excited to make? Drop it in the comments below. Your story could be the spark of inspiration that someone else needs to see today. And if you want to dive even deeper on this journey with me, the link to my ebook, More Elegant Than Ever, is waiting for you in the description. And I want you to carry this with you. The most beautiful thing you will ever wear is not a designer dress. It's your attitude. It's the confidence in your eyes. The joy in your smile. You are not invisible. You are radiant. And you deserve to be seen. Getting your wardrobe right, finding that perfect dress, is a massive step in reclaiming your confidence. It's huge. But to create a truly head-turning, unforgettable look, it's not the whole picture. Because even the most stunning dress can fall flat if it's paired with a hairstyle that's dragging you down, dating your look, or hiding your best features. So if you are truly serious about creating a look that makes you feel confident, vibrant, and beautiful from head to toe, then the next video, change to this hairstyle and look 10 years younger, 50 fashion trends you can't miss, is not just a suggestion, it's your essential next step. Make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.